Chicago style hot dogs and deep dish pizza.
Yeah, man. Actually, Chicago got voted one of the best cities, one of the beautiful cities, most beautiful cities, but also one of the best cities for food. And I can tell you this: Pro Gonzalez says it, Bilal Muhammad says it, Ricardo Lama says it. All these notable guys from Chicago, David Diaz from boxing says it. No matter where you go around the world, we are spoiled. Like I lived in San Diego with Pro Gonzalez for a few months, and I was like, oh well, we're right next to Mexico. Let's get some tacos. And I was just like, and
Yes.
these tacos suck, and same thing with pizza. I remember living down in St. Louis for school. I was like, oh, we're not that far. Let's try St. Louis pizza. And I was just like, the hell is this? And I have even the beef with New York style pizza. My nutritionist, Louis Giordano, obviously he's a Jersey guy, so he's right next door and we have pizza and he's like, this is called real pie. And I'm just like, this pie sucks. I have my little food channel on Instagram where I like to have fun in my food reviews, and I'm very honest. So if I don't like something, I'll be nice with it, but I'm just like, I'm not a fan of it. And Chicago, man, the one thing about Chicago is that the neighborhoods are so segregated that, for example, my neighborhood's all Mexican. So everything down the block is primarily a pizza shop or a taco shop, a taqueria. So you
Wow.
literally have almost two every single block for a mile. So with that being said, a lot of taco shops close very often because they can't survive and compete with the other taquerias because either their prices are off or the food just isn't as good. So literally the best survive. So when it comes to all these places, for example, again, my neighborhood, all Mexican, primarily at least, you have the whole thing is tacos or at least Mexican cuisine. So if you're not good Mexican food, you're not going to survive because you have like 10 other places that are phenomenal. It's the same thing when you go to the Humboldt Park, Puerto Rican food. If you can't make good jibaritos, if you can't make good lechon or, arroz gandules and all these different things, you're not going to survive, So that's why Chicago is notable for some of the best food. So when it comes to deep dish, a lot of people try. Same thing with American or Chicago style hot dogs. A lot of people try. If you're not good, man, trust me, with social media now, the world will know and you will not survive.
Chicago's always been that town, though. That's why CM Punk just debuted for AEW there. He's a Chicago guy himself, right? A CFFC commentator along with John Morgan, He was there.